सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानां योगीन्द्राणां त्वदङ्गेष्वधिकसुमधुरं मुक्तिभाजां निवासो भक्तानां कामवर्षद्युतरुकिसलयं नाथ ते पादमूलं नित्यं चित्तस्थितं मे पवनपुरपते कृष्णा कारुण्य सिंधो कृष्णा कारुण्य सिंधो हृत्वा निशेषतापान् प्रदिशतु परमानन्द सन्दोहलक्ष्मी
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. When Valmiki asks a set of questions to Narada Maharishi at the beginning of the Ramayana, he says, tell me one person who in the present world, Sampratam Loke, who has got 16 attributes. Gunavan, Kascha Viryavan, Dharmajnaha, Kritagnaha cha, Satyavakyaha, Dridhaprataha. Like this, he lists 16 gunas. 16 is such a beautiful number. And we are in Dashakam number 16. So we have to take our minds all the way to the foothills and the hills of the Himalayas. Why? We are going to witness yet another grand avataram called as Narayaṇa Avataram. How does it begin? Bhaṭṭatiri says, Daksho virinchatanayoda manostanujam labdhva prasutimiha shodasha chapakanyaha dharme trayodasha dadau pitrushu swadham cha swaham havirbhuji satim girishe twadamshe atha dakshaha virinchatanayaha. This Daksha, who is the prajapati, who is the Virinchatanaya, he is the son of Brahma. This particular son of Brahma called Daksha married Swayambhuva daughter called as Prasuti. We have discussed three names: Akuti, Prasuti and Devahuti. Devahuti we discussed with respect to Kapilavataram and Kapilopadesham. Devahutyai Nyagavihi. Here it is Prasuti. Labdhva Prasutim Tanujam Manoho. Who is she? The daughter of Manu, who is Swayambhuva Manu. So the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, called as Prasuti, married the son of Brahma, called as Daksha Prajapati. Apar Iha. Then what happened? Shodasha Kanyaha cha. 16 girls, 16 daughters were born to them. Tasu Dadau Trayodasha Dharme. Trayodasha Dharme. So to Dharma Devata, the couple gave 13 of their daughters. Dadau Trayodasha Dharme. So to Dharma Devata, 13 daughters were married. 14th daughter called Swadham Pitrushu. She was married to the Pitrivargas. Swaha, Swadha, Madhur Meda, we say. So Swaha, Swadha. Swadha was married to the Pitrus. Then what happened to Swaha? Swaham Havir Bhuji. She was married to Agni Devata. So Swaha to Agni, Swadha to Pitrus. 13, very importantly, they were married to the Dharma Devata. Who is the 16th one? Satim Girishe Twadamshe cha. So this particular Sati was married to Bhava, Shiva. Mahadeva Twadamshecha, who is an amsham of you. So we say Vaishnavanam Aham Shambhuhu, Parama Vaishnava Shiva. So to that great Shiva Mahadeva was this Sati married to, says Bhaṭṭatiri in this Shloka. Next he says, Murtirhi dharma grihini sushuve bhavantam Narayanam Narasakam Mahitanubhavam Yajjanmani pramuditaha Krita Turya Ghoshaha Pushpotkaran Pravavrishur Nunuvuhu Suraughaha Murtihi Hi Dharma Grihini Sushuve. So this particular Murti, who is the Dharma Patni of Dharma Devata. So Dharma Devata married 13 daughters of Daksha prajapati, right? So this particular daughter is called Dharma Murti. So Murti married Dharma Devata, Bhavantam Narayanam Mahitanubhavam. So to them, to this Dharma Devata along with Murti, Bhavantam Narayanam, to them was born Narayana, Narasakam, along with his other brother called Nara. So Nara and Narayana were born. If you go to the ancient temple of the 4th century, a temple which was constructed based on the Panchayata worship and the Samhita Bhagam called as Devgad temple in Uttara Bharatam, you will see a beautiful panel of Nara and Narayana in penance. So it's an extremely important panel. Narasakham Yajjanmani, at that birth, at that point in time, Suraughaha Pramuditaha Pravavrushuhu. So the moment they saw that Nara and Narayana had taken birth, all the devas were ready to propitiate and worship them. So they worshipped by showering flowers. Pushpotkaran, so Pushpotkaran, with flowers they showered. Krita Turya Ghoshaha, just not showering flowers. It was accompanied to the blowing of the trumpets and Anaka and Dundubi and the drums. So he says, Krita Turya Ghoshaha Nunuvuhu Cha, and praised you. So they praised him at the end of it. Says the second shloka, the third shloka, Daityam Sahasrakavacham Kavachaif Paritam Sahasravachara Samarabhilavyaihi Paryaya Nirmita Tapas Samarau Bhavantau Shishtei Kantakamamum Nyahatam Salilam. Daityam Sahasrakavacham. There was an asura called as Sahasrakavacha. Sahasra, 1,000. Kavachas, many armors together. Paritam Kavachaihi, who was covered by 1,000 Kavachas. Sahasra Vatsara Tapaha Samara Abhilavyaihi, where each of these Kavachas could be pierced with an ayudam once in 1,000 years. So once in 1,000 years this piercing could happen. Sahasra Vatsara Tapaha Samara Abhilavyaihi Bhavantau Nyahatam Salilam. Then Naranarayana, what they did was they took turns. Narayana would worship for 1,000 years, Nara would fight him and pierce one Kavacha. Then Nara would do penance for 1,000 years, Narayana would go and pierce his Kavacha, and thereby his number of Kavachas will keep reducing, and both of them will take turns, because his boon was the one who can pierce my armor should have done tapas for 1,000 years. Then what will happen? The person who does tapas and pierces will have to spare him for another 1,000 years. That is why Nara and Narayana took turns. Bhavantau Nyahatam Salilam Paryaya Nirmita Tapaha Samarau, after having done penance and fighting him. Alternatively, Amum Shishta Eka Kantakam. So there was only one armor left. So 999 armors were destroyed by Nara and Narayana. There was only one left. That is when he takes us through the next shloka. Anvacharan upadishannapi moksha dharmam tvam bhratriman badarika shrama madhyavatsihi shakrotha te shamatapobala nisahatma divyangana parivritam prajighaya maram tvam bhratriman anvacharan. Tvam Bhratriman, along with your brother Nara, Anvacharan, as you were practicing, Upadishan api moksha dharmam, as you were also preaching the path to moksha, the upaya to be deployed for moksha. Adhyavatsihi Badarika Ashramam, where did Nara and Narayana dwell? they dwelled in an ashramam at Badarikashramam. Badarikashramam is called as Badrinath today in the state of Uttarakhand. That is why the Parvatam itself is called Nārāyaṇa Parvatam. So he says, Adhyavatsihi Badarikashramam. That point in time when somebody does penance, when somebody is doing Aradhana, Indra will not be able to take it. So he comes. Atha Shakrahate Shama Tapobala Nisahatma. That Indra could not withstand the power with which the penance was being carried, the simple grit with which the penance was being carried. Nissahatma prajighaya maram. Thereby he deputed Kamadeva, the god of love. So you call him Cupid in the Western civilization. Thereby to ensure that there is no more penance performed, to get his penance disturbed, immediately he deployed Prajighaya Maram. Maram means Kandarpa, Kamadeva, Ananga. Of course, in Shiva's time, he became Ananga. These are the Paryayavachaka Shabdam, Kandarpa, Mara, then you've got Kamadeva. These are all the names. So, Prajighaya Maram, Divyangana Parivritam. As Mara came along with a big group of beautiful Apsarastris, what happened after that comes the fifth shloka. Kamo basanta malayanila bandhushali kanta kataksha vishikhair vikasad vilasaihi vindhyan muhura kampam udiksha chatvam Bhitastvayatha jagade mruduha sabhaja kamaha vasanta malayanila bandhu shali. So this particular Kamadeva who came, Kamaha vasanta malayanila bandhu shali, with two of his very close friends. How does Shungaram love get induced? He says malayanila bandhushali. So one is the breeze from the Malaya Parvatam, the other is Vasanta. So the Vasanta Ritu, that season of the year where all flowers that you see around, colorful flowers, just bloom everywhere, and all that you can see is the beautiful bees that hover around the flowers. So that is one kind of Shringara inducing Lakshanam. The other one is looking at the breeze of the Malayachala Parvatam. So he says, Kamaha Vasanta Malayanila Bandhushali. That is why when Jayadeva wrote Ashtapadi, denoting the great Maitri Bhavam between Radha and Krishna, he says, Lalita Lavangalata Pari Sheelan Komala Malaya Samir Radhe Madhukara Nikara Karambita Kokila Kujita Kunja Kutire Haririha Mugdha Sarasa Vasante. So, he says, Lavanga, Lalita, Lavanga, Lata, Parishilana, Komala, Malaya Samire. So, Malaya Parvatam and the breeze is described by Jayadeva. On the other side, he said, Madhukara, Sarasa, Vasante. So, Vasanta is described. So, Vasanta and Malaya. That is why Bhaṭṭatiri says, Kamaha, Vasanta Malayanila Bandhushali, Vindhyan, Tvam Muhuhu Muhuhu. One side breeze was blowing on Naranarayana to induce passion in them. The other side they were able to see flowers blooming left, right with that effervescence. So it was attacking them again and again so that they get induced into passion. Vikasat vilasaihi. But with all these amorous gestures that were happening, Kanta Kataksha Vishikhaihi cha. They were beautiful damsels. They were just with beautiful eyes. So he says, Kanta Kataksha Vishikhaihi. With beautiful eyes they were looking. That time, Udiksha Tvam Akampam. Seeing you unperturbed. Nara and Narayana were not perturbed at all. Atha Saha Jagade Tvaya. Then he was told by you, Mrudu Hasa Bhaja, who were beaming with a very gentle smile. So that gentle smile, that Kataksha Vilasa, they were trying to induce passion. That time when Bhagavan noticed all of this, he too gave a nice smile and wanted to do an action. What action did he do? Did he bring the garvam of Indra down? Did he ensure that Indra was shown his path? Was it done through violence, fight, war, or was it done through upadesham, or was there another technique? These are all list of pertinent questions that come in our minds. I'm sure the next episode is going to answer all of them.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण